Welcome to the Witch Hut Story Corner. Willow, Pippin, and the Harmony Orchid. Original story by Linda Noel Ducanel. The Little Witch. In the realm of Moonshine Hollow, where magic flowed through every whisper of the wind, and the trees whispered secrets to those who listened, there resided a little witch named Willow Leafwood. The little was in no way intended to indicate her age, but instead her stature. You see, Willow Leafwood stood barely 4 feet tall. With her short stature, reddish-orange curly hair cascading down her back, and cheeks sprinkled with a dozen or more freckles, Willow's green eyes and aura sparkled with curiosity, mischief, and a natural joy for the world, the people, and the creatures in it. Unlike most of the witches often depicted in tales, Willow Leafwood had a heart filled with kindness and a spirit brimming with curiosity. She possessed a deep connection with the natural world around her, and her magic manifested as a gentle and nurturing force rather than one of dark spells and mischief. Within her cozy cottage nestled deep within the enchanted forest, Willow led a life that was anything but ordinary. Willow's cottage was a haven of warmth and tranquility. Adorned with vibrant flowers, bookshelves filled with ancient tomes, and delicate crystals that shimmered with soft light, it was a place of beauty and knowledge, where nature and the mystical converge. The flowers were arranged in intricate patterns along the walls, catching the sunlight of the day and the moonlight of the night, and casting a warm, dappled glow across the floor and furniture. On an old wooden table, polished to the highest gleam, in the center of the sitting room where Willow would entertain guests, sat a dish of delicate crystals, each one emitting a soft, ethereal glow. They were carefully arranged to catch both the sun and the moonlight, so that in the day they cast delicate patterns of colored reflections on the walls and ceiling, and at night they glowed like night lights to light up the room in a myriad of soft hues. Everyone who visited said that Willow's cottage felt like a sanctuary, a place where they could immerse themselves in the beauty of nature, the wisdom of the ages, and the enchantment of the mystical. It was a haven for those seeking solace, inspiration, and a deeper connection to both the physical and metaphysical realms. Many who were drawn to the pages of ancient texts, or the allure of blooming flora, or even to the captivating light of the crystals, could not deny that her sitting room invited them to explore, learn, and find respite in its serene and magical atmosphere. Not to mention her tasty lemon drop cakes and sweet raspberry tea. A body always knew when they were nearing Willow's cottage, as the air was perpetually scented with the aroma of herbs and wildflowers, and she used her magic to tend to the gardens surrounding her home. Willow believed in the balance of nature and strived to maintain harmony between the magical and non-magical realms. With her knowledge of the healing properties of plants and her intuitive understanding of the energies that flowed through all living things, Willow was often sought after by creatures in need. Whether it was a wounded animal seeking healing or a lost soul yearning for guidance, Willow would open her doors and heart to all who required her help. She possessed a gentle touch and a comforting presence that put those around her at ease. Willow's affinity for nature extended beyond her cottage walls. She roamed through the mystical realm of Moonshine Hollow, and beyond, in the kingdom of Avonlea, through the enchanted forests and meadows, the mountains and lakes, observing the delicate dance of the woodland creatures and conversing with ancient trees. They shared their wisdom with her, and she reciprocated by offering her magical abilities in times of need. Willow would often host gatherings with the forest folk, organizing festivals and celebrations to honor the changing seasons and express gratitude for the bountiful gifts bestowed upon them. As the seasons waxed and waned, Willow Leafwood became an integral part of the enchanted forest, a guardian of its magic and an emissary between the realms. Her role was not to control or manipulate the forces around her, but to guide and nurture them, to ensure that the delicate balance of the realm remained intact. In Moonshine Hollow, Willow Leafwood was renowned, not for dark spells or enchanting curses, but for her unwavering compassion, her deep connection to the natural world, and her ability to bring harmony to all she encountered. She was a beacon of light, a living testament to the power of kindness and the beauty of embracing one's true nature. She was also well known for one of her other special talents, wool weaving. When she was not busy traversing the magical realm of Avonlea, tending her gardens and the creatures of the forests, or helping a fellow hollower, Willow could be found sitting in front of her warm fireplace, weaving stick in hand, and weaving wool into beautifully intricate blankets. Most of the ones she made were for the newborns to give them a warm, comforting, and safe start to their new lives. But occasionally, she would weave a large one to cover an adult's bed. These were so intricate and personal to the people she made them for that they would eventually be handed down from generation to generation. And so in her cozy cottage nestled deep within the enchanted forest, Willow Leafwood continued to weave her magic, spreading love, healing, and a touch of enchantment to all who crossed her path, forever etching her name into the lore of Moonshine Hollow. When one saw a little witch with curly reddish-orange hair cresting a hill, with a cart full of fruits, vegetables, and blankets, or skipping through a meadow, they knew Willow Leafwood was coming to call and bestow upon them loving and compassionate magic. Quirky familiars, sir. A familiar in the witch's world is usually a small pet that is a loyal guide that takes the form of an animal. Some can be big too, but no matter their size, all are loyal guardians and protectors of a witch and help them in creating magic. Willow, in fact, knew of a witch that had a dragon as a familiar. She danced in glee when she saw the majestic dragon go from the size bigger than an elephant to small enough to sit on the witch's shoulder. The bond between a witch and their familiar runs deep and can only be broken by the passing of either the witch or the familiar. The love shared between the two is unshakable and unbreakable. A witch does not choose a familiar ordinarily. The familiar most often chooses the witch. Willow, being no ordinary witch, had an insatiable love for magical creatures great and small. While other witches had cats or owls as their familiars, Willow had none. Sure, she connected with all manner of creatures of the world, but none had yet imprinted on Willow's soul as a familiar will do. Willow was not sad that she hadn't had a familiar. She just figured that because she absolutely loved all creatures, they were all, in a way, a familiar to her. It just so happened that during one of her whimsical and enchanting adventures, Willow not having a familiar was about to change. She found herself venturing deep into a mystical forest. The air was alive with the gentle whispers of the trees, and the sunlight filtered through the canopy above, casting a dappled pattern on the forest floor. As she wandered amidst the ancient trees, a faint melody reached her ears, a soft and melodious tune that seemed to be carried on the wind. Intrigued by the sweet and soft but haunting melody, Willow followed its trail, her steps light and filled with curiosity. As she drew closer to the source of the music, she discovered a small clearing bathed in a golden glow. There, in the midst of the clearing, sat the most glorious creature Willow had ever seen, with emerald wings that shimmered in the sunlight. It was a tiny, fluffy creature with bright green fur, shimmering emerald wings and misaligned whiskers. He looked to be part cat, part dragon, and part something entirely unique. It was perched on a moss-covered rock, playing a whimsical tune on a tiny flute made of delicate silver. The music the creature made seemed to dance with the fluttering of butterfly wings and the rustling of leaves, creating an enchanting symphony that filled the clearing with its magic. Willow was captivated by the music and drawn to the creature's playful spirit. As the creature noticed Willow's presence, he paused in his music-making and looked up, his eyes twinkling with mischief, and a mischievous smile played on his lips as he greeted her with a twinkle in his voice. "Ah, a kindred spirit, join me in this mystical melody, dear wanderer," he beckoned, his voice infused with a playful invitation. "The name is Pippin, milady, and I'm pleased to make your acquaintance." Entranced by Pippin's charm, Willow felt an immediate connection with the creature. With a smile, she stepped forward and took a seat beside him, her eyes shining with curiosity. Willow began to sing in accompaniment to Pippin's haunting and magical flute. Together they continued their impromptu duet, Willow's voice weaving through the air like a soft breeze, harmonizing with Pippin's flute. Their music echoed through the forest, stirring the spirits of nature and drawing the attention of woodland creatures who gathered around to listen, their eyes wide with wonder. There was a shared love for the mystical and a deep appreciation for the wonders of the natural world and for the music being created in this hidden space. As Willow sang and Pippin played, the forest seemed to come alive, as if it recognized the harmony between the unusual pair. The trees swayed in time with their music, their leaves whispering secrets of ancient tales. Ethereal creatures emerged from hidden nooks, joining the woodland creatures in their dance to the enchanting melody. In that moment, Willow and Pippin realized that their encounter was no mere coincidence. It was a meeting orchestrated by the magic of the forest itself, a serendipitous collision of kindred souls on their respective journeys. They shared a deep understanding of the beauty and mystery that surrounded them, and in each other's presence, they found kindred spirits who embraced the magic of life. At the end of the song, Willow knew she had found her familiar, or in fact he had found her. From that day forward, Willow and Pippin became inseparable companions on their magical adventures. They would come to traverse enchanted forests, explore hidden realms, and unlock the secrets of forgotten places. Together, they would embrace the wonders of the world, their laughter echoing through meadows and their joy infusing every moment they shared. Willow had stumbled upon Pippin that fateful day, but what she had truly discovered was a lifelong friend, a fellow explorer of magic, and a kindred spirit who would forever accompany her on the whimsical tapestry of her extraordinary adventures. In that timeless moment, their instant connection had forged the unbreakable bond of the witch and her familiar, the hidden meadow. On one moonlit night, Willow and Pippin had decided to set out on a whimsical journey. Their destination? The famed hidden meadow, a place rumored to be filled with rare and magical plants. Willow yearned to uncover the secrets it held, and Pippin, with his knack for mischief, was always eager to accompany her. The hidden meadow got its name because not just anyone could enter it, therefore it remained hidden, even from magical creatures and folk. The meadow, as its name suggests, held a secret that veiled it from the eyes of both mundane beings and magical creatures in the realm of Moonshine Hollow. It was a place of extraordinary beauty and mystical energy, but its entrance remained elusive to all but a select few. Tucked away deep within the enchanted forest, the hidden meadow was a sanctuary untouched by the chaos of the outside world. It boasted lush, emerald green grass that swayed in perfect harmony with the gentle breeze, blooms of vibrant wildflowers that painted the landscape in a mesmerizing array of colors, while the air carried a sweet fragrance that seemed to transcend the ordinary senses. The magic that imbued the hidden meadow was palpable, an ethereal energy that pulsed beneath the surface. However, its allure was coupled with an enchantment of secrecy, rendering it invisible to those who were not meant to find it. Even the most astute magical beings and folk would pass by, oblivious to the meadow's existence unless they possessed a pure heart. The entrance to the hidden meadow was concealed by an intricate spell, blending seamlessly with the surrounding forest. Only those with an innate connection to nature and a deep understanding of its rhythms could perceive the subtle signs leading to the meadow. It required a keen eye to notice the gentle shimmer of the air or the soft whispers of the trees, guiding the chosen ones toward the hidden path. Once a wanderer, be they a lost soul, a weary traveler, or a kindred spirit in search of solace, successfully navigated the invisible pathway, they were greeted by a breathtaking sight. The hidden meadow unfolded before their eyes like a dream brought to life, a tranquil haven where time seemed to stand still. Within the meadow, an aura of tranquility embraced all who entered. The soft sunlight or the silvery hues of the moon would filter through the canopy above and cast a warm glow upon the meadow's inhabitants. Birds sang their melodious tunes, and gentle creatures frolicked among the wildflowers, unburdened by the worries of the outside world. The place held a special kind of magic, one that nurtured the soul and healed the spirit. Those who found their way to this enchanted place discovered a renewed sense of purpose, a deep connection to the natural world, and a profound understanding of their own inner selves. It was a sacred space where the veil between the mortal realm and the mystical realm grew thin, allowing for profound revelations and transformative experiences. The hidden meadow stood as a testament to the intricate interplay of enchantment and the purity of intentions. It remained hidden from those who sought it for selfish gain or ill intent, preserving its ethereal beauty and safeguarding its magical essence. And so the hidden meadow remained a secret, known only to those who possessed the unique combination of awareness, reverence for nature, and a genuine heart. It stood as a reminder that some of the most extraordinary and precious treasures are found only by those who approach them with pure intentions, making their discovery all the more rewarding and profound. Or so the stories go. Willow had never sought out the hidden meadow when she went out on her adventures, but she'd always hoped that she would happen upon the meadow by some happy accident. On this night, though, they purposely set out to find the hidden meadow. Willow could feel in her heart that it was time to seek out the magical place. She couldn't explain it, but she knew the time had come to find it and learn its secrets. As they tiptoed through the forest, Pippin purred with excitement, his wings fluttering with anticipation. With every step, he managed to transform leaves into floating bubbles and made tiny flowers bloom in their wake. Willow couldn't help but laugh at Pippin's playful antics. "Pippin, you silly creature." She laughed as she popped a purple and then a green bubble. Suddenly, she stopped short. "Pippin, what is this?" Willow exclaimed, pointing down at a trail of shimmering leaves and grass. "This doesn't look like your fairy dust." Pippin flew back to where Willow stood. Her black buckled boots and striped socks were coated lightly, with barely a layer of colored dust. It appeared as though a kaleidoscope of shimmering, colorful dust had attached itself to her legs and shoes, and it made a trail outward from where she stood further into the forest. "I don't know, it's definitely not mine," Pippin said as he perched on Willow's shoulder, looking down at the brightly colored dust. Willow seemed to remember at that moment a riddle that had been handed down for centuries that had told seekers how to reach the hidden meadow. She tapped her chin lightly. "Now, how did that riddle go?" she said softly. "When you find the path of many colors, your heart's desire shall be granted." She screwed up her face a bit, or something like that. Pippin took flight, excitedly flapping his shimmering wings. Could this be the path to the hidden meadow? "I don't know, Pippin, but it's been put in our path for a reason." Willow looked up. "See, it's shimmering toward that way." She had been pointing toward a stand of oak trees that she was sure was more ancient than the ones surrounding them. She and Pippin hurriedly made their way to the trees. The trail of colorful dust stopped in front of two of the oldest-looking trees Willow had ever seen. Willow walked around the small stand of trees, moving in between them and circling around them. No matter what direction she moved in, no hidden meadow appeared before her eyes. She sighed heavily in disappointment. "I was certain we'd found the path, but I guess I was wrong this time, Pippin." Pippin chirped softly in her ear from his perch on her shoulder, giving her gentle condolences for her disappointment. Willow shrugged and jostled the colorful dust that lay on the leaves and grass of the path with the toe of her dust-covered boot. "Oh, well, I guess we continue looking, Pippin?" she announced and turned to continue on into the forest. Pippin happily flew on a few feet ahead of her. Even if they didn't find the hidden meadow tonight, there was sure to be other adventures to be had in the enchanted forest, Willow thought as she tripped over a thin vine root and had nearly plowed into Pippin, who had stopped mid-flight and was flapping his iridescent wings furiously to stay in place. "Pippin, what are you doing?" she exclaimed. She was surely thankful he had been there, as it kept her from falling flat on her face, but his little body was still quite solid, and she rubbed her nose as it had solidly connected with Pippin's small but mighty body. "Willow, I think we found it. We found the hidden meadow," Pippin exclaimed. Willow saw beyond Pippin in the direction he was looking, a sort of watery, shimmering wall that stretched directly between the two ancient oaks she'd noticed earlier. Her heart began to race in excitement again. She hurried to the wall and cautiously reached out to touch it. As her fingertips touched it, she noticed that it felt like a fine mist. She slowly slid her hand into the wall, and while it felt warm and comforting, it also disappeared from sight. She yanked her hand back, surety in her heart. They had found the entrance to the hidden meadow. Pippin perched himself back on Willow's shoulder so they could enter the meadow together. both of their hearts beating furiously with anticipation and excitement. Upon entering the hidden meadow, they were greeted by an enchanting sight. The meadow shimmered with vibrant colors and magical energy. Flowers with petals that changed hues, mushrooms that glowed softly, and trees that whispered ancient incantations filled the meadow. Their senses were immediately captivated by a mesmerizing display of natural beauty and enchantment. A gentle breeze rustled through the tall grass, causing it to sway gracefully like an ocean of emerald waves. The air was filled with a delicate floral scent, as if the very essence of spring had been captured and released into the meadow. But what truly stole their breath away was the sight before them. The meadow seemed to come alive with an ethereal radiance, as if the moon's silver rays had been infused with a touch of magic. The vibrant colors of the flowers seemed to glow from within, creating a breathtaking kaleidoscope of colors that spanned the entire spectrum. Every petal, every blade of grass, seemed to pulsate with an otherworldly energy, as if the meadow itself was a living, breathing entity. The flowers that dotted the landscape were not ordinary blossoms. They were an eclectic mix of exotic and fantastical varieties, each possessing its own unique charm. Delicate fairy orchids bloomed in delicate clusters, their petals translucent and iridescent, casting shimmering reflections of light in all directions. Enormous sunflowers towered above, with golden heads that would turn to follow the sun's path across the sky during the day, as if they were sentient beings, but closed themselves up at night to protect themselves from the cold. Amidst the sea of flowers, a small babbling brook meandered, its crystal-clear waters sparkling with a magical luminescence. The sound of the flowing water was soothing and melodic, like a symphony composed by nature itself. As it cascaded over small pebbles and smoothed rocks, tiny droplets of water caught the moonlight, creating a dazzling display of prismatic rainbows that danced in the air. As they explored further into the meadow, they discovered that it was not just the flora that possessed enchantment. Small woodland creatures flitted and scampered about, their movements imbued with a graceful agility that seemed to defy the laws of nature. Colorful butterflies fluttered from flower to flower, leaving behind a trail of sparkling dust that shimmered and twinkled as it settled on the petals. The magical energy that filled the meadow was unmistakable, as if the very fabric of reality was infused with an ancient and powerful enchantment. It seemed to wrap around them like a warm embrace, filling their hearts with a sense of wonder and awe. Time seemed to stand still within the hidden meadow, as if it existed in a realm untouched by the hands of the outside world. In this enchanted haven, the visitors felt a profound connection to nature and a deep appreciation for the wonders that lay beyond the realm of ordinary existence. The hidden meadow was a place where dreams and reality merged, where the mundane gave way to the extraordinary. It was a testament to the boundless beauty and magic that could be found when one opened their eyes and allowed their heart to truly see. "The stories are all true," Willow whispered softly. Willow and Pippin embarked on a delightful exploration, their laughter and wonder echoing through the meadow. Pippin would chase after butterflies, leaving behind a trail of sparkling fairy dust that the butterflies flew through and turned different colors, while Willow, with her gentle fingers, would touch petals from a mysterious plant and discover their extraordinary powers. Both seemed to understand that taking anything from the hidden meadow meant they would be harming the magical place, and so they only played and touched, enjoying the enchanted place. As they ventured deeper, they stumbled upon a rare blossom known as the Harmony Orchid. Bathed in a soft, ethereal glow, its petals shimmered in a mesmerizing array of colors and pulsed with a soft, calming light. Thin tendrils adorned each petal, resembling delicate musical notes dancing in harmony with the wind. Intrigued by its beauty, Willow reached out to touch it, but an unexpected gust of wind sent her tumbling backward. Before she hit the ground, Pippin darted forward, catching her in his tiny paws. With a mischievous glimmer in his eyes, Pippin approached the Harmony Orchid and let out a tiny puff of fire, gently warming its petals. The orchid responded, emitting a soothing melody that swirled around the pair of friends. The meadow seemed to come alive with the sweetest symphony, each note vibrating in perfect unity, wrapping them in a cocoon of tranquility. Transfixed by the enchanting melody, Pippin circled around the orchid, his wings fluttering to the rhythm. With each beat, the orchid emitted a radiant aura, weaving its tendrils of harmony around them. As the music wove its way into their hearts, Willow and Pippin felt a profound sense of peace and serenity. The worries of the world melted away, replaced by an overwhelming feeling of unity and connection. It was as if the Harmony Orchid held the very essence of the harmonious bond between them. Spellbound by its magic, Willow and Pippin sat beside the orchid, their eyes closed, immersing themselves in the tranquil symphony. The music seemed to echo their friendship, the ups and downs, the laughter and tears, all beautifully intertwined. With each passing moment, Willow and Pippin absorbed the Harmony Orchid's energy, feeling it infuse their spirits with an unwavering belief in the power of unity and compassion. As they stood in the presence of the magnificent Harmony Orchid, they could sense a profound energy emanating from its delicate petals. It was as if the very essence of harmony and unity had taken physical form in this extraordinary flower. Drawn closer by its ethereal allure, they hesitantly reached out to touch the petals. The orchid finally allowed them to, and as their fingers made contact, a gentle warmth spread through their bodies, filling their hearts with a newfound sense of purpose. The energy of the Harmony Orchid seemed to vibrate within them, resonating with their very souls. It was a sensation that transcended mere physical touch. It was a spiritual connection that awakened a deep wellspring of emotions within them. As they absorbed the orchid's energy, a profound belief in the power of unity and compassion washed over them, strengthening their resolve to foster harmony in their lives and the world around them. With each passing moment, the orchid's energy enveloped them, infusing their spirits with a radiant light that illuminated their thoughts and intentions. They felt a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all beings and the importance of embracing diversity and compassion. The orchid's energy instilled in them a sense of empathy, urging them to see beyond differences and to cultivate understanding and respect for one another. As they sat there, their hearts beating in synchrony with the pulse of the meadow, they could feel their spirits expanding, transcending their individual selves. The barriers that had once separated them melted away, and they felt a profound sense of oneness with each other and with the world around them. It was as if the boundaries that had defined them had dissolved, leaving only a connection rooted in love and unity. They realized that true magic lay not only in the spells they cast, but also in the connections they formed and in the friendships they cherished, and that true harmony could only be achieved through genuine empathy and compassion. They understood that by embracing the uniqueness of others and fostering understanding, they could create a world where differences were celebrated and unity thrived. From that day forward, the Harmony Orchid became more than just a rare blossom to Willow and Pippin. It became a symbol of their unbreakable bond and a reminder that harmony could be found in the most unexpected of places and in the most unique of creatures. Whenever they faced a challenge or sought solace, they would think of the hidden meadow and their hearts would open to hear the orchid's gentle melodies, finding comfort in its serene presence. Willow and Pippin would never return to the hidden meadow for the meadow and the harmony. Orchid had given them its special gift already. Once bestowed, it never leaves the person or creature gifted. As their adventures continued, they grew closer with each passing day, discovering new magic and creating joy wherever they went. The little witch and her quirky familiar became known throughout the forest, not only for their adventures but for their unbreakable friendship. Other witches and magical creatures sought their advice and companionship, knowing that Willow and Pippin would bring laughter, mischief, and a touch of harmony to their lives. Willow and Pippin remained inseparable, their spirits forever intertwined, and whenever someone encountered a little witch with a quirky familiar, they would be reminded of the magical bond between Willow and Pippin, the joy of embracing uniqueness, the power of friendship, and the wonders that await those who are curious enough to believe in a touch of whimsy. Thank you for listening to this short original story. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.